This message is about Lemuria's times and the times before the masculine took over. There was a lot more going on there than so-called meets the logical mind. And I ended up channeling through this message about humanity's evolution with the animals, paleontology, archaeology, what we're actually digging up now, how we are seeing through the eyes of only logic, and it's not giving us the full story. So this message is about that full story. So my team channeled this through, and I'm going to put it in this video after this chat. But I just wanted to bring up the times of Lemuria before the masculine really started to take over, was when the feminine was more enhanced. And when the feminine side is more enhanced, we're more connected to our soul. When we're more connected to our soul, we're more connected to everything. And I mean, feeling based was right there. We totally had this link into many other dimensions, many other species, and also Earth herself, who had portals on her that we could tap into and link into other planets and so forth. So there were specific locations on Earth at that time where it was specific for the Pleiadians to be able to converse, even teleport, and all sorts of things to Pleiades. There was portals on Earth that would link up to Sirius, Orion. We've got the Egyptian pyramids for Orion and so forth. There was all these different monuments and portals, some of them very subtle, some of them were more natural. Like they always show me for the Pleiadians, we had a pool of water or a lake of water and an observer platform, and they have the same thing over in Pleiades as well. And that was where we was able to converse and talk and that sort of thing. So there's just a lot more when you get into your own feelings and connection to your soul. It expands your reality. So when they dig up things and they find there's missing links, then that is because there was beings here on this planet. There was a few things that were happening all at once. Yes, there was evolution. There was also animals coming through the portals. There was also they're saying genoslicing. I'm not a scientist. Uh, DNA manipulation and that sort of thing as well. And the only reason why they did that would be because they had to help the animal survive here, and it might have been that that animal from that planet had specific gravitation or different energy combined to the planet, their home world. But when they brought it to Earth, even though Earth wanted that energy here, otherwise it wouldn't have even existed, or been allowed to enter Earth's atmosphere, there might have been some altercations to the DNA or genes or something to bring it back into harmony with Earth as well. So that literally changed the animal. Yeah, so there's a lot more. It wasn't just this straight evolution and that's it. There was just a lot more going on. And that's what my team wanted to bring through so that we start to see things through new eyes and understand that. And the reason why they're bringing it up now is because humanity has got to the point where we're cloning, we're doing all these things ourselves. So we're starting to see, oh, there is a lot more going on that could have happened in other planets and with other beings and that sort of thing. There's a lot more to be learnt here. And if we had maybe brought this message through 80 years ago, it would have just fallen on deaf ears, because they wouldn't have even had in their reality anything to do with cloning or DNA manipulation or anything like that. So it just wouldn't have worked. But now is the time to bring these messages back through so that we have a fuller understanding of our history, and it's not just closed off by the evolutional process of how animals evolved and humans evolved and that sort of thing. So that's what this message is all about. The evolution of life is so vast, it cannot be held by the logical mind only, as it traverses many different contradicting stories. Where evolution took place on Earth in its natural form, of slowly evolving, and animals over centuries shifted their bodies to match the changing world they lived in. But there was also, at the same time, many species living on Earth that came from neighboring planets and dimensions. When it was known that Earth had the ability to teleport species through specific locations or portals connected to other planets and dimensions, at the time of LUMERIA and before. This could only work if Earth, which was in telepathic communication with the shamans and guides at the time, received messages of divine timing to send an invite out for those species to come to Earth. This was also an integration or a process where, at first, many didn't survive, but with persistence and holding the right energy for those new species to arrive, as well as some DNA alterations or manipulations of the animals, they would eventually survive and later thrive. This is why there are monuments in GOBEKLI, TEPE and other places on Earth holding such energy made out of the Earth's body or stone that were created by the created beings at the time of the animals she was willing to allow to live with her. In these days, when paleontologists find incredible unusual finds, they are trying to sum the story up as a logical evolutional reasoning, connecting dots that seem to have missing pieces, but not quite able to see the full story, as they are trying to fit all stories into one, that of the logical evolution or survival of the fittest story.